Hey there guys, it's your good pal Wiggly, and welcome back to more Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All Blind. In the last episode, we cross-examined Benjamin Woodman and Triloquist, discovering a bottle of pepper and that the ringmaster might have been wearing Max's clothes for some reason. I don't know what I'm going to do with either of those pieces of information, but regardless, in this episode we're heading to the second part of the first trial, where we are presumably going to be cross-examining Moe the Clown. So let's get into it. December 29th, I keep forgetting that we're still in the same year. It feels like it should be the next year by this point. So, sweetie, you have to believe me. I didn't go anywhere near that crime scene. So then, where were you when the murder took place? We talked about it yesterday, remember? I was in the ringmaster's room. Okay, I'm noticing now in this picture, in hindsight, that Max's cape and hat are near the door where the ringmaster is, and he's looking back at Max kind of suspiciously? Maybe? So maybe he was wearing the cape and hat, and that's why Trillo was like, oh, I thought it was Max, but I actually said, hello, ringmaster, good morning, good evening, whatever. And while you were there, it was the ringmaster who left the room, right? Exactly. He told me to wait in the room because he would be right back. That's when the ringmaster headed to the scene of the crime, right? That's what it seems like. But the ringmaster must have been wearing Max's costume, right? Oh, sweetie, I just remembered. I went straight to the ringmaster's room still dressed in my stage clothes. But when I got there, I went ahead and I took the costume off. Which means... It means that the ringmaster could have taken his costume and went... Oh, that's the wrong voice, sorry. It means that the ringmaster could have taken his costume and went out looking like Max. Fabulous! That's a fabulously possible possibility. Well done, Nick. However, sweetie, why would the ringmaster want to dress up like me? Isn't that a bit strange? Yeah, I have absolutely no clue why. If you think about it, all they found at the crime scene was my silk hat. Yeah, so where's the cape? What about my cloak? Where did that go? Double, Wow, Max, I never thought of that. You should be a detective or something. No, I don't think the flying magic detective is gonna be, well... If we can teach Gumshoe... My brain went on a total side path there. Well, I was never quite sure what I wanted to be when I grew up. Magician or president? You have no idea how hard it was to make a decision. You don't have to make a decision. You could do both. That's really cool. Fabulous. This mystery just keeps getting deeper. Alright, well, we're going back in. Now that everyone is back, let's get started. The court is now back in session. Miss Von Karma, please proceed with the prosecution's case. Very well. I will now call my next witness, a pitiful clown with the unfortunate distinction of having seen the entire thing. Will Mr. Lawrence Curls please take the stand? Why does she just call him a pitiful clown? Is that really that out of character? Aw, poor Moe. The witness will state his name and occupation for the court record. In Western Cloudopedia, born and raised, really? A fucking Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reference? I did not expect that. That totally caught me off guard. Name and occupation. Will the witness please inform the court why he is speaking in autobiographical gibberish? I'm sorry. I'm just not used to being in court. I've never been in a courtroom in my life. I wasn't quite sure what joke is best suited for this sort of occasion. What in the world are you talking about? You're in a grand hall of justice, not some comedy club. Could have fooled me, Judge. Since it's easy to see your occupation, please state your name for the court. Oh, yeah. Maybe this joke is okay. Mom, do I have to wear pants? The sign only says no shoes, no shirt, no service. That's not even a joke. It's just... Oh my god. Okay, how about this? Have you met my proctologist? Dr. Seymour Butts. How was that one? But a couple of clowns who were up to no good started... just fucking... Why? I want to know what that is in the Japanese. I have so many questions about the original Japanese version and what's going on with that. Your name. Lawrence Curls, professional funny man, also known as Moe the Clown. You witnessed the scene at around 10:15 the day of the murder, correct? Yes, it is. Very well, Mr. Curls. Will you please testify to what you saw that evening? A rabbi, a priest, and a Rastafarian walked into this plaza without the humor, please. Yeah, you're getting to be a bit much, Moe. Okay. Aw, poor Moe can't be his normal stoogey self in court. Nope. He's not suited for this environment whatsoever. So this is going to be an interesting cross-examination, I feel. I know. I'm not the greatest comedian in the world. I haven't been able to make people laugh for 10 years. No matter what I say, all I get in return is a vacant stare and polite applause. Since no one ever laughs at my jokes, I've taken to laughing at them myself. It's a bad habit, but hey, at least I'm trying. Imagine my predicament. I'm a clown who can't make people laugh. I'm almost useless. But I keep trying. I even tried to come up with jokes just for today. But this atmosphere is very nerve-wracking. I decided to try making everyone laugh. Seriously, everyone, what do you think of me? How am I doing? That wasn't a testimony. That was therapy. Aren't we the ones supposed to be asking the questions here? Witness. Huh? We will listen to your call for help after the court proceedings are over. Shit. Thus, please stick to the facts of this case. Really? You'll really hear me out? Well, I'll make sure that one of my staff will be your straight man later. Gumshoe. Thank you, I can't wait. Poor Gumshoe. Yep, knew it, yep. Now that that's settled, shall we begin once again with the testimony? Of course we can. I'll talk for as long as you want. I just realized how hard this voice is going to be to do this whole time. Okay, what you witnessed. The night of the murder, after practice was over, I went straight back to my room. You have no idea how tired I was that night. I was pooped. I thought I'd go straight to sleep, but before I did, I glanced out the window. That's when I saw two silhouettes. They were a bit far away, though. It was the ringmaster, and he was with Max, who was wearing his cloak. Okay. I kept watching them, and all of a sudden, Max clunked the ringmaster over the head. That's very interesting. If this eyewitness account is to be believed, I have enough to pass judgment right now. Well, of course you can. There's no way that this account can be criticized. However, the witness is a bit, how do you say, off-kilter. Almost like he has some sort of atmosphere of guilt surrounding him. That must be because of my insincere smile. Mr. Wright, please begin the defense's cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Nick, you gotta find some kind of contradiction in his testimony. I know that. Mr. Wright. Your Honor, I'm afraid that if you push this witness too far, it would bring disaster upon the court. Thus, I sincerely hope you are not going to engage in pointless saber-rattling. I understand, Your Honor. If you cause this clown to stray from the facts, I'll hold you responsible. What do you mean? Why am I responsible? I'm not the one with the corny jokes. Okay. So I guess let's... Oh my god, we have like no health. Holy shit. The night of the murder, after the practice was over, I went straight back to my room. Okay. You'd say that practice wrapped up around 10 p.m., correct? See, that's the thing. Huh? How exactly am I supposed to make a joke about 10 p.m.? Now 8 o'clock, that's something a clown can riff off of. Let's just pretend it was 8 o'clock. That way I can make a great joke. Let's not. Because I feel like people are going to get mad and that doesn't really have anything to do with anything. Let's not make it 8 p.m., alright, Moe? What do you mean, let's not? Don't take the clown out of the clowning around. Come on, Nick, just listen to his joke. There are 3 reasons why I don't want to. 1, I probably won't laugh. 2, I'll get hit with a penalty. What? We're gonna get penalized? Really? That's terrible. What? 3, I'll get whipped. Will the witness just proceed with his factual testimony? Are you serious? Tell me I'm not actually going to get penalized for pressing on the wrong thing. You are so boring. Well, not my fault. The judge is like in a bad mood and Von Karma's Von Karma. You have no idea how tired I was that night. I was pooped. Okay. You were pooped that night. Yes, I was very, very tired, not to mention I had some bad Mexican food. What? The double cheese, double bean enchilada is a dangerous menu item. What happened after that, as they say, happens. That one was cool, huh? I hear the kids really love toilet humor these days. Skibbity. That joke was so hip, I don't want to ruin it with a reply. You've gotta be fucking kidding me. I've got a good What? That's fucking bullshit. What? That's so stacked against me. I'm genuinely kind of upset about that, actually. Why? This court sees no reason to further prolong this trial, nor is there any need for any more time to decide the case against the defendant. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Billy Bob Johns. Really? The accused will surrender to the court immediately, to be held pending trial at a higher court within a month from today's date. That is all. Court is adjourned. You've gotta be fucking kidding me. Because the whole time, this series has, like, rewarded me for searching for more information. But now, all of a sudden, just because the judge is in a bad mood, I get penalized for pressing? That's actually really annoying. Oh, God. Okay, I'm honestly, genuinely kind of mad about that. Okay. What the fuck? Alright, here we are back at the testimony. Since I have, like, no health, I'm forced to do this. And if something happens, I'm gonna save scum to this point. Thankfully, in the HD collection, you can hold the circle button and get back here pretty fast, but that's still just ridiculous, man. Okay, so we had to find a really important piece. I think I know what I'm supposed to press on. I thought I'd go straight to sleep, but before I did, I glanced out the window. There's nothing wrong with that. That's when I saw two silhouettes. They were a bit far away, though. It was the ringmaster, and he was with Max, who was wearing his cloak. Okay, that's not possible. We don't have really proof of it, though. You say you clearly saw them, even though you were, by your own admission, far away. That's right. I had been thinking about it over and over since that night. Well, that just means that you convinced yourself of it. But things didn't really make sense until I spoke with the prosecutor, Miss Von Karma. Oh, well. Shocking. Now I am 100% certain that it was Max and the ringmaster that I saw that night. Just think about it. How could I be wrong if Max is always wearing his uppity symbols? Uppity symbols? Lawyers nowadays, do you even have to go to school anymore to be one? Alright, everyone knows what to do all together now. Say it with Uncle Moe. Yeah. Nope. See what I mean? It's always like this. The crowd never wants to go along with me. Well, that's because you stole Trillo's bit this time. I must really be utterly and completely worthless as a clown. Yowza! Enough foolishness. Get back on track. Will the witness please testify as to what he saw, and only what he saw? Okay, so I didn't get penalized. All of a sudden, Max clonked the ringmaster over the head. Okay, well, let's press on the far away part. Far away, you say? If you had to say exactly, how far away were they? Let me think about that for a second. If my room is here, and they looked about yay big, I'd say that they were about 30 feet from my window. Just 30 feet? That's not far at all. It was snowing that night, so it cut down on visibility. I see. Please continue with your testimony regarding the two shadows that you saw. Okay. Wearing his cloak. All of a sudden, Max clonked the ringmaster over the head. With what? You say you saw the ringmaster get clonked over the head. Yes, I did. It's the climax of my story. He really does enjoy the completely random non sequitur. What would you say the victim was struck with? You mean the weapon? I have no idea. A weapon wasn't found at the murder scene, right? That's not what I meant. You did say that you did see everything, didn't you? Well, yeah, I suppose I did. Wait, no I didn't. I didn't see a weapon. Moe, did you or did you not see the crime of the murder committed that night?
Objection!
I will not permit you to harass my witness in this manner. We're not harassing. This is very basic, Von Karma, please. You better have an excellent reason for attacking this poor clown. Because if you don't, you know what's waiting for you. A nice penalty. Isn't that a bit melodramatic? So what will it be then, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Do you have any clear basis to believe that my witness did not see the crime? I'm not sure why that would be a problem. I'm gonna go back, I think. Well, I can't say of course I don't. If I say of course I don't, I'm gonna get penalized, right? Right now I don't have a clear basis to be thinking that. Then this is just another one of your pointless efforts to badger my witness. Now wait a second, Miss Von Karma. This time I do not feel the need to treat Mr. Wright so harshly. Thank God. I was genuinely expecting it. That's right, what he said. Bailed out by the judge, what an honor indeed. If we must penalize Mr. Wright for his display, I think a verbal censure would be best. Huh? You know the rules, Mr. Baseless hounding. This is ridiculous. I guess he didn't really bail me out after all. You know, Moe's testimony and what he told us yesterday are kind of different. We just gotta pinpoint what's changed. You can do it, Nick. Okay. I glanced out the window before I went straight back to sleep. This is the only thing I haven't pressed, and I have no health left now because this court's insane. You just happened to glance out the window? You could say that. You could also say I peeked, stared, glimpsed, peeped, eyeballed. Mr. Curls! Oh, I guess synonyms aren't allowed either. What should I do? I wonder if I should press him further on this issue. I guess... I have a save. This is all I can do. I don't really have a clear path forward here. Exactly why did you look out of your window that night? Why? Why? Clouds don't need a reason to look out their windows, do they? That's not what I meant. I meant that, well, when we spoke yesterday, I think the problem is I don't remember what he said yesterday. Once I had tucked myself into bed, I heard this amazing noise. It was incredibly loud. Okay, you heard a noise first. It sounded like a giant thump. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You forgot? Your Honor, the witness looked out of his window upon hearing a loud sound. He did not just simply glance out of the window that night. Oh yeah? That's right. I forgot to mention that thump, didn't I? Owie, ow, ow. That's not something you just forget to mention. Yeah, what she said. I believe it would be best if Moe were to revise his testimony. Very well. Mr. Curls, please revise your testimony. Okay, finally, a path forward. Let's just start turning the tables in our favor. God, I hope so. Huge noise outside the window, and that's what made me take a look outside. Well, now we have a basis to think that he didn't see the crime. What was the sound like? Well, I guess it kind of sounded like, I guess you could say. Mr. Curls, may the court remind you that humor is unnecessary. Oh, how'd you know I was gonna make a joke? I guess that sounded like, I suppose it sounded like someone getting hit with something very hard. Yep, that's what it sounded like, honestly. Someone getting hit, huh? What then? You went to look out the window and you saw... two silhouettes. Okay, there's nothing there, but I guess... now I have a reason to believe that he didn't see it? Climax of my story, victim struck, weapon. He didn't find a weapon because you didn't even fucking see the thing happen. Okay. Let's just hold the circle button. And if this fails, then I'm going to be extremely upset. Okay. Of course I do. Don't make me present evidence, please. I've got a great reason to make my claim. And I suppose you will be telling us all that great reason. Of course I will. The reason is the witness's very own testimony, yes. What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright? Moe said that he heard a sound like a thump of someone getting hit. He did say that. However, Moe just stated the following under oath. I kept watching them, and all of a sudden, Max clunked the ringmaster over the head. If Moe is to be believed when he said he looked out the window upon hearing a sound, my brain did not like that sentence. There's no way that he could have seen Max clonk anyone. In 1972, a crack clown unit... What? What was that one? That's different. Mr. Curls, how do you respond to Mr. Wright's assessment? They didn't commit. These clowns promptly escaped from a maximum security clown car. Mr. Curls, are you reciting the C-Team theme to the anger of his court? Is it the A-Team? Is that what it's a reference to? I don't know the theme, but I'm aware of its existence. No, I'm just stalling for time while I jog my memory. Great job, Nick. These types of witnesses always seem to have a selective memory. You just have to peel back the layers of the clown makeup to find the truth. Well, you're back from your jog. Well, it pretty much happened the way I said. Pretty much? When I looked out my window that night, the ringmaster was already face down in the snow. Well, that's completely different from what you said, Moe. The prosecution helped me fill in the gaps of my statement. I'm sure she did. Von Karma. Tampering with the witnesses again. So now you are saying that you did not see the defendant clonk the ringmaster? Yes. When I looked out my window, the ringmaster had already checked out. Checked out? Yep, he was on permanent vacation, as they say. Mr. Curls, Your Honor. Well, okay, you know what I just realized? Why the fuck am I getting penalized? This is Von Karma's witness. She's the one who brought him into the courtroom to testify. If he makes a mistake, it should be on her, not me. I didn't call this guy in here. That's... okay. The more I think about it, the angrier I get. You did not witness the actual crime, however, you still say you saw the criminal, correct? Yes, exactly. The ringmaster was slumped over and I saw someone's silhouette next to him. Very well, please testify to the silhouette you saw. I expect the truth. If I even catch a hint of a joke from you, I will put you in a holding cell until you learn etiquette. Got it? Got it. Okay. The witness testimony. What do we got now? The silhouette. It was a bit far away, but that shadow could have only belonged to Max. There's no doubting it, especially since I saw his uppity symbols. From the back, of course. His silk hat, that black cloak, they were all there. His face was silhouetted, but there was no doubt that it was him. Okay, problem. He's standing on the ground right now. No footprints. His cloak was fluttering in the wind, so I couldn't really see what he was carrying. Okay. It does seem as if the defendant was at the scene of the crime. It took the clown long enough to get his facts straight. But whatever. This should finally be good enough, yes? It is decisive testimony. Was Max really at the scene of the crime that night? He said he wasn't there. We have to believe in that. All right, Mr. Wright, commence your cross-examination. Okay, am I gonna get fucking penalized for this one, or was it just the last one? Bit far away, that shadow could have only belonged to Max. Don't you think that you were going to a little overboard with how explicit you're being? That shadow belonged to Max is an awfully firm statement, don't you think? What are you getting at? I'm just saying that one of your fellow performers' life is on the line here. Are you truly 100% absolutely certain that it was Max? I'm not the kind of person who would lie about something as serious as this. The silhouette I saw was Max. I'm convinced of that. It doesn't seem like he is jumping to any conclusions this time. Let's go over this again then. What makes you so sure that you saw Max that night? There's no doubting it, especially since I saw his uppity symbols, okay? Trillo said the same thing. But if it was just the symbols, then even I could have been wearing them. What if someone had just taken Max's symbols and worn them? I thought of that myself, but just looking at the shape of the face I saw, it must have been Max. You're sure of that? Such a silly little boy. He threw his entire case headlong into a trap. Silk hat, the black cloak, they were all there. What about the white roses? You're sure that is what you saw that night? Exactly what I saw. Exactly what I said I saw is exactly what I saw. That's quite a sentence. I've got eyes like a hawk. Don't birds have terrible night vision? Fair enough. Actually, I never thought about that. That's not all I saw. His face was silhouetted, but there was no doubt that it was him. You were able to see that kind of detail from your window. There was a light near the scene of the crime. Anyone with decent eyesight should have been able to see that much. Out of curiosity, Moe, what is your eyesight like? I can see like a hawk out of my left eye and an eagle out of my right eye. Our records say his eyesight is a perfect 20/20. That must mean he could have seen the crime scene clearly. The more we look into this matter, the more suspicious it becomes. Hey, you asked me what my eyesight was like, not what it actually was. His cloak was fluttering in the wind, so I couldn't really see what he was carrying. So, you didn't actually see what the criminal was holding. By the way, thank God I'm not being penalized. That's correct. I've been curious to know what caused that loud noise. It must have been something incredibly hard. Too bad they haven't found the murder weapon to know for sure. They claim it was a blunt object. At least, it says so in the autopsy report. With Trillo's testimony and now Moe's, it really seems like Max is the killer. Nick, you gotta find a contradiction in this. That's not going to be enough. What? I have to prove that Moe saw someone other than Max that night. That is the only thing that will help. I've got to do it. I'm onto something with the footprints, but like, I don't know what to present it on. The shadow could have only belonged to Max, there's no doubting it, especially since I saw his uppity symbols. His silk hat, they were all there, his face was silhouetted, there's no doubt that it was him, his cloak was fluttering in the wind, so I couldn't really see what he was carrying. I mean, why was only the hat found? This is tricky. The only thing I have is the footprints, but it doesn't really feel like the right time for it. There's no doubt that it was him. Well, I guess let's just try... Nope, fucked it. God damn it. Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence. It doesn't. Okay, I'm screwed. Yep, I get it. Okay. This is difficult. I'm not sure what I'm missing here. I guess the only other thing I can see, like even rationalize here, is that he's not mentioning the roses, but like if he saw Max from the back, I guess we can use that to cast doubt on the testimony? That's it? Okay. Sure. You say you saw all of Max's uppity symbols. I suppose so. The silk hat and the cloak, right? There's nothing more aggravating in Phoenix, right, than feeling ahead of the game in terms of what you've figured out. You know what I mean? Like, it's always frustrating. This is not the first time that's happened, but it's definitely like the most notable time, because I'm like, I know about the footprint thing. I'm ready to talk about that. Like, we could already just throw this whole testimony out the window to be like, nobody else was there. Footprints, you know, but okay, we'll play ball. I suppose so. The silk hat and the cloak, right? Moe. Everyone knows that Maximilian Galactica has 3 uppity symbols. 3 symbols? Yay! Everyone get ready! All together now! Silk hat, cloak, white roses. This joke is getting old. What the? Who cares if he knew that there were 3 or not? He saw what he saw. He saw the symbols. He just forgot to mention one. Isn't that right, Moe? Do you like pie? I love pie. 3.14159265. That's all I know. 3, I think, after that. Silence, fool. You are to respond with the whole truth, no fractions. That's not a fraction. Well, I guess a decimal is a kind of fraction. Sorta. Order. Moe, you didn't see the roses, did you? To be honest, there weren't any roses on the person I saw. Okay, thank you, Moe. The crime scene was dark. It's obvious that it was too dark to see that kind of detail. But the witness said he was able to see the silhouette of the criminal's face. Not to mention that the roses are white. There's no way he could have missed them. Then the roses must have fallen off when the defendant assaulted the victim. If that was the case, then the police would have found them near the crime scene. Mr. Wright, are these white roses truly material to the facts of the case? Clearly not. He is just toying with this court. I've got her on the ropes now. These seemingly insignificant facts have never failed to lead me to the truth yet. Someone is toying with the court, but it's not me. Your Honor, do you recall Trillo's testimony? There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. How can you mistake someone with that crazy getup and his nose stuck up so high? How could you mistake somebody wearing such a snobby 3-piece getup? Trillo saw them all. Trillo saw all 3 of Max's symbols. However, this witness claims there were no white roses on the person he saw. There's absolutely no doubt that this is a contradiction. Fair enough. Now what am I supposed to think? One is supposed to disregard the pointless, but this... Judge, forget the roses. Think about his other testimony. The witness has stated without a doubt that he saw Maximilian Galactica. Nothing else matters. Let's wrap this case up now. You're so... You're very unlike your father. You're still young. You're still green, whether you think it or not. Your Honor, it may be trivial, but it does cast doubt on the prosecution's case. Frankly, I have my doubts about this witness. Fair enough, man. It seems that, unlike wine, this witness has not grown more mature with age. Shit. The judge really doesn't like Moe. We've had way worse people than Moe in this courtroom, and he just... I'm not mature. I come to a conclusion. I'm 99% certain that this witness saw the defendant. Let's stretch that 1%, baby. However, my remaining 1% of doubt is quite reasonable. Which means that for my peace of mind, I'm going to request a bit more testimony. What? If there are no contradictions in his next statement, I am prepared to issue a ruling. A ruling? Nick, this is your last chance. Okay. The silhouette part 2. What do we got? There's no doubt in my mind there were no white roses that night. However, all of the other symbols were there. I'm equally sure of that. Especially the silk hat. There's no way I could forget seeing the decorations on it. He was wearing it the entire time that he was on the scene. No, he was not. It was found. I got it. I'm very confident about that. Mr. Wright, you've got one last chance at this. Just one chance. I will not allow even the slightest hint of badgering against this witness. If you are going to prove to me that there is a contradiction with Mr. Curls' statement, you'd better have at least a shred of evidence to back up your accusations. I do. I've only got a single shot at this. I've got to be careful. I understand, Your Honor. One chance is all I will need. Why is this so strict? We've had much more high-profile cases in here, and this is like... This is mean. Okay. He was wearing it the entire time that he was on scene. No, he wasn't. It's right here. I'm so glad I figured that out. Okay. This wouldn't happen to be the silk hat you saw that night, would it? Yep, that's it. That's the hat he was wearing that night. No question in your mind? Exactly how would one mistake a thing like that? I see. Is there some sort of problem, Mr. Wright? Miss Von Karma. Where exactly was the silk hat found? Must you always ask these questions? It was found at the crime scene. The crime scene. That means... The silk hat fell off at the crime scene. However, the witness clearly testified to the contrary. The witness stated that he was wearing it the entire time that he was on the scene. No, that's not true! Order, order, order! Mr. Curls! Yes, Your Honor? What is the meaning of all this? You are old enough to know better than to behave like this in court. Hey, that's just not right. That's so harsh. Again, we've had people that the judge should have scolded long ago, but why is Moe catching all this shit? Is it just because he's a clown? What is not right here is your eyesight and your memory, amongst other things. Why are you being so mean to me? What did I do? I'm on Moe's side, I'll be honest. Let me guess, you just didn't like my jokes or something, right? You didn't have to go and insult my eyesight and my memory, they're both great. Seriously, why? Just because you were sitting above me and no matter how old I get, I'll always be younger than you. Whoa! Enough of this childish outburst, Mr. Curls. Who do you think you are? I saw him, I swear I saw him. It was Max. Even if he didn't have his roses, he was still wearing his dumb silk hat. I'm telling you the truth. He turned into a bratty little kid. It's pitiful, isn't it? He left the scene wearing that dumb silk hat. He was there. He left the scene? What's the matter, Nick? There's something I've been mulling over for a while now. Yup, the footprints, finally. Moe? What do you want? You just said that he left the scene. Exactly how did the murderer leave the scene of the crime? What? He went... What do you mean, how did he leave the scene? You can't ask me that.
Objection!
Mr. Phoenix Wright is badgering the witness, Your Honor. Fuck you.
Objection!
This witness's testimony is so full of holes, Miss Von Karma. So full of holes, Miss Von Karma's protest is useless. You've got a point. Let's hear what the witness has to say on this matter. Is that all right with you, little guy? Don't talk to me like I'm a little baby. Besides, what kind of stupid question is how did he leave the crime scene? The answer's obvious. He just turned around and walked away. Gotcha. That's what I expected you'd say. You sure that's how it happened? Say what? Huh? I'm not sure I know exactly where you're going with this. Lawyers nowadays sure do love to harp on the smallest things. Do you have any proof to counter his story as to how the criminal left the scene? Yes. Look at this picture. Every time it ever makes me laugh. The problem is the footprints in the snow. Footprints? In this photo, we can clearly see the footprints of the victim. However, where are the criminal's footprints? They aren't there. So, Moe, exactly how did the criminal escape the scene? Your Honor, the witness has already proven that his testimony is completely unreliable. I move to strike all the witness's testimony from the court record. I agree. This clown's testimony is as rickety as the clown car he came to court in, and Von Karma should be penalized, and this court should be ruled in my favor because she brought in a bad witness. Yes? Let's go. Come on. Wait just a second. You guys can't just ignore everything I've said. Fine. I'll tell you the truth this time. That's not how this works, man. This is an aggravating witness. Oh my god. You wait a second. I think you've said more than enough for today. That didn't hurt. I'm sick and tired of listening to you anyways. I'll give you the real deal this time, I swear. I don't know why, but I get the feeling things are going to be worse before they get better. Fuck me, dude. Okay. Mr. Lawrence Curls. Yes? The testimony you've provided up until now has been false. It hasn't been false. I haven't lied. It's just what? It's just I was a bit confused on the bit about the criminal leaving the scene. Especially since Von Karma and her whip told me not to talk about what I really saw. Okay. Order! I will have order! Franziska Von Karma, how could you? Your Honor, if you had heard the truth from this witness, you would have exactly the same opinion as I have. What opinion is that? It's not funny. That's enough out of you. I'm going to listen to what he has to say. Now then, let's hear the truth about what you say you saw, Mr. Curls. Huh, you're not going to believe this, but it's all true, I tell you. Try not to waste your time with idiotic drivel. Let me guess. He flew. That's ridiculous. Even though last case we had literal spirit channeling. Whatever. The song. Now it's time for our next segment, Moe Knows. Everything I've said up until now has been the truth. When I looked out the window, the ringmaster was down and Max was standing above him. He wasn't wearing his white roses, but he was wearing the silk hat. That's when I saw he... This is the truth now. Get ready for it. He flew. He jumped up and flew through the air. He flew right off and disappeared into the darkness. That's why there were no footprints. Flying people don't leave footprints. Holy shit. I told you it wasn't funny. Do you believe me now? Well, that was, how do you put this into words? Maximilian Galactica is a world-class magician. But to leave the scene of the crime by flying, there's no way that actually happened. You're right. Why is she right? You believe the other witnesses? Why don't you believe me? Especially since it's the best part of the story. To be honest, this is the first time I've heard of a flying criminal. What do you think about this witness's testimony, Mr. Wright? The most interesting thing would be that he's telling the truth. Because 2 people did see somebody wearing the clothes. That definitely happened. I'm inclined to believe that Moe did see something. He's not just lying. And that's the only way to explain the no footprints, but then that would incriminate my defendant. Unless somebody else copied his trick or something. Let's go with that. Let's see. My gut from a storytelling perspective thinks that this is the right way. What he just said was so strange. I don't think he would have made it up. That too. Which means that he's telling the truth. That's what I think. Nick, wait! That means that Max actually used magic. Yikes, you're right. Ow! Only a foolish-looking fool could be fooled by such a foolish fool's foolish dream. Don't be ridiculous. Magic does not exist except spirit channeling. I suppose I will let you all in on my thinking regarding this matter. This case fucking sucks. No, I'm kidding. The criminal disappeared into the sky. I'd love to believe that. But I can't just wrap my head around how that could actually happen. You imbecile. If you disregard a need for proof, Miss Von Karma's case is sound. However, I've got the feeling that this case is in dire need of more investigation. I agree. Thus, I will conclude today's proceedings at this point. It's an undisputed fact that the criminal left no footprints at the scene. That is the part we need to explain. Tomorrow, I want us to find out the reason behind this mystery of mysteries. I believe that's enough for today. Court is adjourned. That was a hell of a court session. Holy cow. Oof. Hey, sweeties! What in the world is going on? That's what I want to know. They say the criminal flew off into the air and disappeared. Max, I can't believe I'm asking this, but you didn't fly that night, did you? I know you didn't mean to ask me such a fabulously stupid question. I can't fly wherever I please, it's not that easy. But it looks so effortless for you on stage. It's not that simple, I'm not actually flying on stage. I use invisible wires and have them hoist me through the air. Wow, you just told me the secret of your magic. No, I broke the first rule, the cardinal rule, the only rule. I'm sorry, Max. We made you break a magician's creed to never reveal the secret of our tricks. Nick, what do we do now? All we can do is hope we find the flying criminal in court tomorrow. Great idea. Let's do our best and catch this sucker. That was, again, quite the court session. I feel incredibly mixed about that, but we made it through. Regardless, we're through it. Well, thank you all for watching this episode of Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All Blind. I've been Guildmaster Wiggly. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like. If you are new, consider subscribing. If you want to follow my socials or join my Discord, they're in the description. And I hope to see you all in the next one when we head to the second investigation period.